Today we're talking about really just my love-hate relationship with the Brydge Pro Plus. This is the third week that I've owned this. New software update came out just on Thursday, and I've updated my Brydge Pro Plus to this most recent version, and quite frankly, it is frustrating to me. So in today's video, we're going to tell you what does work, what doesn't work, and the thing that frustrates me the most about owning and using this keyboard. Let's get started. What is going on, everyone? It is Mike. Welcome back to Tech 24/7 TV. You know, this is really just like a bad relationship I'm in here with this keyboard. It looks nice, but it's far from actually being functional. This is the third update for the Brydge Pro Plus. You know, really came out of the box. They did an update last week, update this week. It's better, right? That's the whole thing here. It's better than it was before. I would really be upset if there was regression in the how it was used, but it's just less than ideal for me. Now, I know I told you last week I was going to keep this because I was optimistic about really Brydge's ability to go ahead and continue to deliver updates for this product as it stands, but I don't think I can go through with this. It's just not that usable. Now, it's really unfortunate because I love the design of this keyboard. So let's talk more about the update. The upgrade process took about 3 minutes, which is a little bit different than I think last time. I measured it at maybe 45 seconds. I might have just been doing something wrong there, but it seemed much quicker last time. So anyways, once upgrade was completed, I went ahead and deleted the pairing from my device, rebooted the keyboard, rebooted my iPad, and started fresh with a fresh pairing just so I could not get any cruft in there. Cruft, really, what does even cruft mean? So there's two features that Brydge is focusing in on this update. So one is going to be the ability to go ahead and swipe up from a gesture perspective in the app switcher to close an app, and the second one is the rubber banding when you are scrolling up and down in an app or on a page. Using page kind of very generically. It could be the settings page or whatever the case is. Both those features work better than they did last week. They don't necessarily work well, and they certainly are not fluid, that's for sure. Not really sure if that's Apple's fault, if that's Brydge's fault, if they're not taking advantage of the APIs correctly on the, that's available in iPadOS. It didn't work well before. It works okay now. The one thing I did notice this week, which I didn't have last week, or maybe I didn't test it, was the hardware modifier key. So anytime that your iPad is connected to a hardware keyboard, you have the ability to go and remap the hardware modifier keys remap the modifier keys that are on the iPad. So the command, control, caps lock, and there's one more options actually.
Watch out for dice plugs.
Watch out for...
Are those cables? What are cables?
What are cables? Let's ask ourselves. That's a really existential question. What are cables and what do they mean to us? So their hardware modifier keys do not work. And that's a little saddening because, again, I like to use the caps lock key as a hardware modifier for the globe button. But that, unfortunately, is not working. The one thing also to note is that the battery meter still does not work. Still shows some kind of random percentage. You plug it in the USB-C cable to charge it. It charges up to 100% within 30 seconds, and then you unplug it, and it precipitously drops to some random value. That was not the value that it was actually showing before charging it. Kind of strange. So really beautiful disaster is a great way of talking about this product because it looks great, but it doesn't function anywhere near what the price tag would suggest. At $229, this is subpar, in my opinion, as for an experience with a keyboard, and I would not purchase this. As a matter of fact, I think I'm going to send mine back. I actually cannot think of a good reason to keep this keyboard at all. The one thing that continues to drive me nuts is really just the lack of consistency. I can be using, the cursor in one app at one time, and 2 minutes later in the same app, it doesn't function at all. Like if I'm trying to scroll in Word, if I'm writing a document, the mouse cursor, 2-finger gesture swipe up will get me, 2 swipes to get to a whole document on the Magic Keyboard. Here with the Brydge Pro Plus, it's like 5 swipes. It's just like a little bit of an incremental swipe up, and that's just not what I want to spend $220 on. It's not ideal. It's far from ideal in my opinion. And I think it's probably gonna be far from your ideal because it just doesn't seem like it's that highly integrated. It feels it's very disjointed and almost like an afterthought. I would think that at the $229 price point, there'd be a much higher level of consistency. Now, I know what you're saying to yourself, if not typing in the comments right now very furiously, that I'm not giving Brydge enough time to go ahead and make changes to their keyboard. But that's not my problem. That's not your problem. The sole purpose is to evaluate this keyboard as it stands today as a product. And this is subpar. right? It doesn't work well. It works okay, but not well. Not what the price tag suggests. If they were to reprice this, that would be a different story. It's really frustrating. So I love the way that the keyboard looks. Unfortunately, I would want the trackpad to work. If I was really in love with the keyboard and did not need the trackpad, I would probably just buy the Brydge Pro Plus, the Brydge Pro, and carry my mouse separately. But the Magic Trackpad inside of the Magic Keyboard, or the trackpad inside of the Magic Keyboard, works so, I don't want to be cliche and use the wrong word here, but it's magical how well and how smooth it works. I would say that at $229, you should definitely give it a pass. I would not suggest keeping this. I would not suggest ordering it. I'm disappointed because I really, really love the way the keyboard is. I love the way that it looks. I love the kind of aesthetics of it. And I think I'm kind of romanticized with the way that it looks for a long time now, but the trackpad is just not it. At $130 difference between this and the Magic Keyboard, I know you probably don't want to hear this, but the Magic Keyboard sets the bar on how it should function. I would suspect that's probably why they haven't released the trackpad version yet, because they saw how it was functioning and it was not ideal, and that's why they're redesigning it. I would love to know what you are going to do with your Brydge Pro Plus. Let me know in the comments below if you're going to keep it, if you're going to go ahead and send it back, if you're even having the same problems, because that's actually kind of key. I've talked to a few people, and most people, describe their experience very similar to my experience. So I would love to know if you're having something different. I am Mike. This is Tech 24/7 TV. Hit like, hit subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one. This is like Beautiful Disaster. It looks great. Beautiful Disaster. That's going to be the name of the video title. Hey, buddy, what happened? Do you like cola? What do you think? It wasn't really, my ear itches.